Hello, everybody. This is Merle Rutledge, the 2021 candidate for governor of Virginia. It's been a long road, people. It's been a hard road, especially given where all the analysts, all the special experts, the ones with the PhDs, the masters, all that other bull crap, and all the experts have been proven wrong. Now, on January the 24th, I have accepted the invite. It's going to be Kirk Cox somewhere. It's going to be Amanda Chase somewhere. And it's going to be Merle Rutledge, the badass Republican in the room, ready to destroy, conquer, and do exactly what I plan to do to get rid of the fakes in the Republican Party and bring out the real Republican Party with a new type of attitude, and it's called refuse to lose. Now, I can tell everybody all over the place, I'm very excited because this is exactly what I said was going to happen. I started from nothing, began up that climb to the top of the mountain. And now I'm on the same stage with the pieces of trash that I've been talking about for the last couple of years, ever since I said I am going to become the next Virginia governor, whether you like it or not. It's about getting the job done and committed to action for people who have deserved it for quite some time, and those who are tired of those who talk the talk and ain't walking the walk. The days of fake politicians is over. That's exactly why I'm in this race, to make sure that people know not everybody is a politician. Not everybody that claims to be a patriot is a patriot. Not everybody who talks a good game is really about what they claim. And I'm going to give you a little taste of medicine right now, Amanda Chase. Now, I read on your article in the Progress Index how, you support free speech and all this other stuff, right? You are the people's champion. Now, this comes from your Facebook post. Let me go word for word from the Progress Index. And it's because I'm sick of your hypocrisy since, I'm whining and crying because Facebook banned me for 60 days. Now they're attacking free speech. And I'm like, hold on. Slow down. Slow down, little firebrand. The one who copies everything and plagiarizes off of my campaign. You said, from your own words, Facebook continues to restrict free speech, and they do. They go after conservatives, go after me. I've been in Facebook jail as many times as I could remember. I'm actually a habitual offender, a habitual line crosser. Whether it's with Facebook, whether it's with politicians, it doesn't matter who it's with. As long as you cross the wrong side of the line when it comes down to Merle Rutledge, we're going to have a problem. And let me continue, because what I have say does not fit their narrative. Amanda Chase has been silenced for 60 days. We no longer have free speech in America. You hear all that crying and whining, somebody playing the victim. Well, this is what I'm going to do, because I love proof. Because you ain't going to keep whining and crying. I'm like, you too much of a punk for most people to even think of. And realistically, let me go ahead and provide the proof. Let me put it on the big screen. See, on July 1st, they enacted a special type of legislation for politicians, judges, General Assembly people, and many more, where if you criticize them and they feel harassed or threatened just because you said something that they don't like for you to say, they can have you prosecuted in Richmond for what you say about a public official. Now, we know the U.S. Supreme Court has said you shouldn't be in this business if you're worried about being so thin-skinned to the point that somebody says something that you don't like and you can't handle it, but then you want the courts to address it. instead of just fight back. That's why I said a lot of Republicans ain't made for this, because they are Republican in spirit. But when it comes down to heart, there's no blood pumping there, because they ain't ready for that type of situation. They ain't ready to fight back the way that somebody like me fights back. In the newspaper article, they labeled me as brutal, savage, and vicious, and compassionate. But guess what they cut out from that whole line? The liberal media. The part that says I put God first right afterwards. Right? So I'm giving back a little taste of medicine of how the liberal media works, but really how these fake politicians work. So they're allowed to prosecute you for saying something that they don't like. It doesn't matter what. It just has to be harassing and threatening to them. It's not really a bright line rule here. It's just basically what the interpretation from what it's saying is harassment or whatever. So when I asked Amanda Chase a simple question, which was a tough question because it dealt with her flip-flopping all the time. She flip-flops with the police. I'm back to blue one day, and then the other day, Capitol Police brutally murdered somebody. Or I'm back to blue the other day, then I'm going to spread a fake hoax about Antifa and say this cop told me, and that cop then comes back out and says, oh, I didn't tell her that. Or the time frame where she did a video with BLM and she was bashing the Richmond police. Then the next day, she's back in the blue and all this other stuff. She flip-flopped so much. It's the same thing with the Capitol Police officer saying she was a victim only because she couldn't get a special parking spot. Let's be honest. Back to blue, don't back to blue. She's fake. Fake as her implants. Fake. So, and don't feel bad about that part. She said enough about my wife, and that's going to be resolved whenever I feel like it. But let's go ahead and go to this point, because I like to stick to the substance of the situation. So Amanda Chase says directly here, using Governor Northam's 1A law. He's the one who signed this into law. Now she claims to be the person about free speech, right? What do you see? Merle Rutledge, you're a desperate individual. Like, I'm really desperate. You talking to me. You the candidate. You supposed to have all the politician entitlement. Hey, but regardless, stop spreading lies and misinformation. Doesn't say what's misinformation. Mike Dunn asked me to speak at a 2A rally, and I did. Guess who Mike Dunn is? The same one who provides security for Marxists. Right? Another story. He does not work for me, but is a supporter who invited me to an event. I'm asking you to stop harassing me on my Facebook page, July 27th, and remind you that effective July 1st, which is Governor Northam Democratic backed bill against free speech, against you being critical of public officials by words or whatever. That's exactly, she mentioned it out her mouth, but she claims to be about free speech, people. Okay, this is a Republican going for the GOP nomination, talking about Facebook is solacing her, but look at what she's doing right now in the interim. So she says, effective July 1st, it is illegal to harass a member of the General Assembly. So I guess I'm not important because I'm a private citizen. I guess somebody who harasses me, intimidates me, I guess I don't get no protection, but you politicians do. But the difference is I don't need protection. Number two, I'm not asking people to pay for a security detail. I'm not scared of nobody. And most of the people who talk trash are only online gangsters. In person, they don't want that problem. And especially now, I'm a little bit more of a loose cannon. You definitely not approaching me with no kind of disrespect, regardless of who you are. But regardless of the situation, this is Amanda Chase. That's why I have right now on the screen, right there in big, bold letters, right there, what you can see is proof that this politician ain't what she claims to be, people. She's threatening and been threatening people over their free speech rights all because they say something that she doesn't like said. And now she wants to feel like a victim because Facebook suspended her for things that Facebook felt like they didn't like said. Yes, Mark Zuckerberg is a piece of garbage. But the fact is, Amanda Chase is still back in that same garbage can. Let me put this back up so everybody can read proof of Amanda Chase. Now, she has done this to more than just me. She has done this to anybody who has said anything, asked a tough question, whatever. If it's not favorable to Amanda Chase, she's going to either lie about it. She'll probably lie right now and say somebody else responded to me with that. And they'll say it was Antifa who did it. Oh, it was BLM. It was the liberals. No, that was you, Amanda Chase. Governor Northam, let me put it back up here. Governor Northam's own anti-1A law is being used right there, proof as evidence against Merle Rutledge because she didn't like the question. I asked her simply, what affiliation does Mike Dunn have with you? Because everybody's trying to figure it out. So that's what she responded back to. And she thinks she's ready for January 24th to be in a debate with me. I'm going to destroy everybody. The Republican Party is going to be turned upside down on its axis because they got weak candidates and weak politicians that is trying to act tough when they really are not. That's why people are not supporting these candidates the way that they are, because they don't trust them, because they have seen them flip-flop so many different times on every single issue that they claim. Like, she shows up for a sex trafficking event, and then she fundraising with Ted Nugent, admitted self-proclaimed pedophile. And you wonder why I'm not concerned? I don't have none of that on my resume, but I damn sure will bring it up every single time. And realistically, anybody who deals with her, I call them human scum. You can hear it out my mouth because I have been around plenty of Chase supporters, and trust me, all of them is talk. That's it. All that stuff about them trying to do all this fighting and all this other stuff. No, they not. They just online, just typing up a couple of things. Yeah, I'm this tough guy. No, they not. No, they not. Because realistically, that's why I said President Trump didn't have nothing to do with the U.S. Capitol building. A lot of individuals who was out there who decided to turn it into something else did. I'm sorry. Martin Luther King Jr. told his people to march over Selma Bridge. He didn't say destroy anybody. He didn't say hurt police or do anything. He said he was marching to Selma Bridge, but it could look like a riot based off the fact of what happened on Selma Bridge. But President Trump only said march to the U.S. Capitol. He didn't say attack it. He didn't say go ahead and try to kill somebody or do none of that crap. All he said was make sure they know who backs me as president of the United States. Realistically, that's his right. The First Amendment protects that type of speech. What the Democrats is doing, that's liberal media nonsense. All it is to keep jumping and unloading on people that's now fearing the situation or don't understand it. So what do most people do? They tend to back away, and that's what they want. They want everybody to back away from President Trump. I'm like, difference between President Trump and Amanda Chase? President Trump don't flip-flop like this, and he damn sure ain't going to use Governor Northam, mind you, Democrat, the one behind the lockdowns, the same Amanda Chase that was for the lockdowns before she was ever against the lockdowns, the same Amanda Chase that said she was going to deliver Chesterfield for a bunch of candidates. Never happened. Everybody lost who was connected to Amanda Chase. And then once again, looking at the pedophile campaign fundraiser, and the same person who's trying to fundraise off of free speech is quick enough to use Governor Northam right there where you see it. Governor Northam's anti-free speech law. She says the date, July 27, and says effective July 1st. She's willing to use this law against any citizen that asks her a question that she don't like because she feels that she's threatened and harassed. That ain't pro-Trump. That's pro-punk. My name is Merle Rutledge, and I am the real Republican running for governor of Virginia. No gimmicks, no games. Sorry, I believe in being consistent, and I believe in having a backbone where I could defend what I say. Maybe you should figure that out, Amanda Chase. But like I said, you didn't think I was going to be on the same stage with you in the same places as you because you was entitled. Guess what? My God doesn't care how much you feel that you're entitled. And that's what's bothering you and bothering other candidates, them demons right now, because y'all thought this was not going to happen. Guess what? It happened. And that's why I'm going to say my main phrase right now that some of your supporters tried to copy, but sorry, you can't touch the original. And it says, oh, hell, yeah. See you in Richmond. And God bless America.